Hello everyone, this is gonna be Get Ready With Me for Another Day. I have some really good news. So I think I might have found a partner to actually make the daycare hotel for cats and dogs to come true within the next few months. It might take longer because all the permits and all of this like bureaucratic bullshit is gonna take time, but I'm like very excited. If this actually happens and I don't have to go do the corporate ladder thing, I'd be so much more happier. And I love kitties and I love dogs, and I truly think that I can provide the best care for them, especially for the people who live in the city and don't have much time to devote to them, or if they're living somewhere. Anyway, that's the first update of the day. So I'm getting ready to go in a meeting with my future partner. We just talked about it yesterday, so I think this is an actual thing that can happen, and we might go see some properties today for our future venture. Yeah, and that's very exciting. This is, if it happens, it'll be literally a dream come true, and I might need to shit my pants for that. Second thing of the day, second thing of the day is that I've ordered a beautiful, lovely little girl, Lizzie. She's a corgi. She's adorable, she's very friendly, she's getting along with the cats perfectly, but there are few issues. The first one being that she is not potty trained, so she literally shitted in my house a few times, and this was a nightmare because I'm not used to it. All the animals that I have taken care of, and my animals in particular, are all potty trained, and she is not, which is very sad because the owner itself gave me the puppy pads for her, and she's only a 3-year-old, so it means that the owners just don't take her out, which I think is very, very sad. Would make sense if she was a senior, but she is not. She is full of energy, very young. Also, you guys want to say hi to her? She's right here. She's right here. This is Lizzie. This is Kitty. This is cute baby girl. And Clover is right nearby, hissing from time to time, but I feel like she's just used to the animals and dogs around. So you see, in just a couple of days, socializing can actually happen. So it's mostly about the owners and their anxieties that we project on our animals. For the cats in particular who do not like dogs, or like shy, anxious, or territorial, whatever it is, they just need to have a space to escape. And especially since they are almost like feral creatures, they need to be on top, so they need like some climbing spaces. They just need to feel like they're lion, you know what I mean? Tigress, lion, panther. This is their like closest siblings, so they need to feel powerful, and they need to be empowered by us. And they will be fine with any other animals as long as you make sure that your dogs do not overwhelm your cats, and your cats have climbing spaces to escape, or any hiding spots if they like. For example, I've noticed that all of my cats really love hiding in my closet, which I thought was very cute. Today we're gonna do it a little bit differently, and I'm gonna start off with my foundation. We're going heavy today because I feel like my skin is only getting worse. Probably because I'm about to get my period soon. So, luteal face or whatever. I know I'm not ovulating because I'm not that horny. Usually when I'm ovulating, I'll turn into a machine of desire. I mean, as a woman who is in the West, I'm allowed to talk about my sexuality. Hence the reason I escape, right? Yeah, and the second thing about Lizzie is that she has food aggression. She snapped at me, almost bit me, but she didn't do it. So props to her, but she was trying to eat the kitty's food and try to eat Leah's food, even though her own food was served, and she snapped at all of us, and she doesn't really listen. I think it comes from the household. I think it's mostly like the parents' issue. I don't think they provide enough daily exercise for her and for her needs. And the other thing is, I don't think they ever like corrected her whole time growing up. So I might need to have a conversation with the owner when they're gonna come to pick her up. But it's still like at least in another 4 days. I have taken her for a week. We're gonna go simple. The look that I'm trying to go for today is, I wanna look sophisticated, powerful, beautiful, because who knows? Even though I'm like just a little girl inside, nobody has to know, you know? We fake it until you make it. So I'm gonna try to look more confident. That's the word. What's up, baby girl? She is the cutest thing in the world. Wish you guys could see her. She's the most beautiful yellow eyes, and she's long coated. I'm talking about Clover right now, if you got confused for a second. I literally have a zoo and a jungle at my place, and I love it. All of them are being cared for really well. I clean the cat's litter every day so they don't have to pee or poop in filth. Take my dogs out every day, 2 to 3 times a day depending on the weather, and one of those walks is actually either a dog park, beach, or a park, so they have a lot of stimulation, a lot of new smells, and they can actually get their energy out. So when I'm talking about the care, I can actually provide the best care for your animals. Yeah, and also controversial topic now, but I kind of like wanted to talk about women at this new modern age not wanting to have kids, and I am one of them. I'll be joining the childless sad cat lady, and I'll be happy, you know? If it comes to that, I'll be really happy. But that's not the point. The point is, I feel like my family really screwed me up really badly while I was growing up, and I practically felt like I was an adult. I don't even remember myself being a child, and like kind of taking care of my mom. And I feel like this is my time to shine, and I just want to take care of myself, be well, and take care of the minimal animals that I really love and deeply care for. So that is my take on that. We can obviously debate that. I feel like if we were, I can start with legacy talk, like how everyone wants to leave a legacy. That's fucking bullshit. Legacy of poverty. It's not my own words, but it is legacy of poverty if you want to just like procreate in order to procreate. So I think the best time to if you want to have a family and like a child of your own, I think the best time for both women and men to do that is it in their 30s, because that is the time where you have your career or at least like financial situation figured out. You are emotionally mature and you can care for another growing human being. You have an understanding of what's good, what's bad, and you don't have to grow up with your child. That's the worst thing that can happen. That's what happened to me, and I don't wish that for anyone else. I love my mom, but and some people talk about like depopulation. You know how in the 21st century nobody wants to have kids. There'll be no one supporting the workforce. With the future generation, how are we gonna pay the pensions? There's not gonna be enough people in the world. And I think that's for the best, considering the climate. And also we have to, I think it's more of a mobility issue. Poorer countries with less education and less resources are always gonna pop out a bunch of kids. My grandma had 10 kids, 13 in total, but only 10 of them have survived. At this point, 9, but that's for another time. The second thing is, so as long as they have mobility and you can move through the countries, for example, like, I don't know, the Nordic countries, the Europe, the Japan, where you have lots of old people and not many young people to support them. So look at, it's like a joke at this point. You just need to allow all those brown people to come in and take over your jobs, because there'll be plenty of them, and as long as they're educated and they're able to do the job that most of the times the citizens of the developed countries, Western countries, do not want to do. I have a great example for that. For example, the Kyrgyz people have migrated to Russian Federation for the longest time. You know, after Soviet Empire, after the Russians colonized us for nearly 2 centuries at this point, and even longer, starting in 1870s. Am I pronouncing it right? And now, and the Russians, after the Soviet Union collapsed in the 90s, where most of the Soviet Union was left with nothing, in particularly the Central Asian countries that relied heavily on Moscow's support, had no choice but to migrate to Russia, take the lowest paying jobs, and be there like gastarbeiters. Gastarbeiter means like truck driver. Work in a delivery, I don't know, do the cleaning services, work in restaurants, all the low paying jobs. To put it better, I would just say that the Kyrgyz people, Central Asians in general, Uzbek, Kazakh, Turkmen, I don't know, you name it, were considered like second-class citizens for Russians for the longest time, and they treated us just like Americans treat their Mexicans or anyone from the Latin countries. You don't want to let us in, but at the same time, when we do come in, we do your lowest paying dirty jobs that you would never do, but then you want us to get out. So that's how I feel about that. It's actually very nice to do my makeup. Talking about makeup, it just reminds me how back in Kyrgyzstan I used to be this like very anxious, what's the word? I wasn't confident, the opposite of the confident. The anxious girl who was very unsure of herself and always wanted to prove her. I was also angry most of the time, but I was very like focused on my beauty, and it's because of the standards in Kyrgyzstan, because all the services for beautifying you, like getting your lashes done, your nails done, your hair done, anything related to cosmetology, and even like getting your, I don't know, like rhinoplastic or blepharoplastic, is fairly affordable as long as you're making money. And my own family, my mom, my aunt are like all they ever like care and obsess about is their skin, is their nails, and they don't feel pretty and they don't feel good if they don't have any of that. It's like competition for women. I feel like it originates from, I feel like in particularly in Kyrgyzstan we have a lot of girls but not enough boys. It's like the opposite problem of China, which is funny that China faces right now. So I know it's a common thing for Chinese men to come to Central Asia and pick out the wives because they don't have enough women due to femicide in their countries and one-child policy. So they have to seek out foreign women who don't know any better and marry them. But at least they'll be treated better than our own Kyrgyz men treat our women. As I have told you, a lot of domestic abuse issues, just overall respect is something that you have to gain within years and years of being in a marriage, and it just doesn't come in a package deal once you marry someone. And obviously not every Kyrgyz man is like that. It's just like the little people that I have encountered. The more modern men they are, the more modern values they have, and the lesser they are and farther away they are from religion, the better they are to their woman. And you know this talk, how don't do this to her. You have a sister, a mother, I don't know, a wife, a daughter, or anything. And it's all these reasons why you are supposed to treat us with dignity and respect, but nobody says it is because, not because you have women in your life, but because we are simply human and we deserve respect. We deserve respect, good treatment, fair treatment, and all of that. Sorry for all this leftist terrorism propaganda that you guys have to listen, but that is who I am. I have started writing a book a couple of months ago during summer. I wanted to name it Laughing and Fucking in an Eternal State of Misery. And who knows, maybe I will. I'm gonna publish it just like that. It's gonna be like Sex in the City, but ethnic, you know? It's very provocative. I feel like if my people were to read it, probably get death threats. I also talk a lot about religion and my stance against religion and so on. I feel like there will be for another topic for us to chat through, but I really hope that I'll be able to finish it within a year or so. I'm not giving myself hard deadlines because at this point I'm reading a lot and trying to have more knowledge before writing something, because I feel like everyone in their 20s is pretty dumb and don't have much knowledge, and I am one of them. So before writing something, I'd like to understand where our issues come from. It's mostly like a lot about my childhood, my kind of like sexual experiences in a way, how I lost my virginity, if someone is interested in that, and just overall how I evolved from a young girl to a young woman. And it's gonna be my story. And I talk about the history of Central Asia and why we are the way we are and why we have so many fucked up religions and how it affects us on very negative ways. Before I'm gonna go, I just want to show you guys Clover because she's so cute. Hi, baby. Can I pick you up? Look at this little baby. Look at this. Can you see her? Isn't she the cutest? Good girl. Okay. Adios.